Alright everybody, as promised, we are going to do the Tool Duels, the brand new Skilsaw worm drive rear handle saw versus the Makita 36V rear handle. If the Skilsaw beats the Makita, we are going to move it up to the Milwaukee M18. Then, if it beats that, up to the DeWalt 60V monster. Now we're going to slice, we're going to dice, we're going to go over all of the specs. We're going to look at all the positives and maybe a couple of the negatives. But make sure you vote in the comment section below. Let me know which one wins this Tool Duel. Alright, now if you're a subscriber, you already know how we do this. Let's get it started. We'll take a look at the Makita first. Now, the Makita has been in many a Tool Duel. And when I think about circular saws, especially the rear handle, I always come back to this saw. It's light, extremely quiet, but really powerful. 36 volts, takes 2 batteries. Magnesium everywhere on this saw. The guard, the shoe. I always say that it is the Ferrari of saws. It is just a smooth cutting machine. Now, at first I didn't really care for the 2 battery system, but it's growing on me. And I know Makita has a new battery platform coming out, but this one does take 2 batteries. We're going to use 2 5Ah. And oh yeah, it is brushless. Now, the batteries go in on the side of the saw, but what's really cool about this is that you have a battery indicator light right up on top, so it tells you what your batteries are doing charge-wise. And of course, the battery platform for Makita is huge, so you can use that on a lot of different tools. You also have a nice size rafter hook up on the side, but the thing that I always come back to on this saw is the positive stops. No matter what saw I talk about, Makita did it right with the positive stops. Now, a lot of people say that they don't care about positive stops, they don't use them, but, well, me personally, I do, and Makita did it right. You can set it to the 22.5 to 53 degrees or to 45 degrees, and when that thing locks in, man, that sucker locks in. Then you just tighten it down and that is it. Now, you can cut a bevel up to 53 degrees with this saw. Yep, I love me some positive stops. Another thing that I really like is how they painted that shoe. It's almost like a beige gray, and it really allows those numbers to pop. The balance on the saw is a little bit heavier up in front, but all in all, it is really well done when it comes to that. The depth adjustment, also very well done. Every adjustment on this saw, whether it's the bevel or the depth adjustment, it is super, super smooth. But even though it has all of those awesome characteristics, what about power? And that's what we're going to look at. But just again, here is the depth adjustment, and the saw really does cut deep. We'll talk about that, and I'll show you that here in a bit. But as far as it goes with the line of sight, it's pretty darn good on this saw. The comfort level of the saw is fantastic. Alright, now before we start slicing and the dicing and we move over to the Skilsaw, let's talk about the specs. 5100 RPM. You can cut up to 558 cross cuts per charge on the 2 5Ah batteries. Brushless motor. The weight, you're only looking at 12.4 pounds. Only 17.5 inches long. The positive stops, you got the 22.5 to 45 degree and the 53 degree. You know, the cutting capacity on this at 90 degrees, you're looking at 2 9/16 of an inch. So pretty nice. Let's move it over to the Skilsaw now, shall we? This thing is brand new, all. And I will tell you, I have been impressed. We did a full review of this saw. We've done full reviews for both of these saws, but it is a true brushless worm drive saw. All magnesium, the guarding, the shoe, everything, a lot of metal on this thing. Now, you're going to have to give this thing some oil, so yeah, it is not, you know, zero maintenance. You do have to keep up, but let's talk about the elephant in the room first. I'm talking about the battery. What the hell? Seriously, you're just gonna walk right through, yeah? Oh, man. So now that the elephant's out of the room, let's talk about the battery. They are 48 volt, and they're pretty nice size. Again, when I first seen it, I thought it was the charger. But at the moment, they're really only meant for this saw. They don't have anything else. Now, I will assume that they are coming out with miter saws and table saws that will take this battery and it will launch that platform. But right now, this is the only cordless tool that Skilsaw has. They're also pretty expensive, but right now, at the time of this video being uploaded, Acme Tools is running a deal. If you buy the kit, you will get 1 free battery. Yes, the 5Ah battery. I'll put a link in the description below. Let's talk about the line of sight. It is extremely awesome. Probably the best I have ever seen on a rear handle saw. The line of sight is just freaking awesome. You can bevel up to 53 degrees just like the Makita. You also have 1 positive stop on here. Only one at the 45 degree mark. Now, the writing on here, it is painted. You can see it pretty nice. Not as good as the Makita, but the bevel and all the adjustments, super smooth on this saw. Very sturdy and easy to make. Once you lock these things down, they're not going anywhere. Now let's talk about the specs, and then we will go into the performance. So the max cut-up depth, you're looking at 2 3/8 of an inch at 90 degrees. So not as much as the Makita 1 5/16 at a 45 degree and 1 11/16 of an inch at a 53 degree cut. Now weight-wise, you're just under 15.5 pounds. Balance is freaking awesome, but definitely heavier than the Makita. You know, the length of this thing also a lot longer at over 18 inches. And FYI, it's only a little over 11 pounds without the battery, but what does that matter? But it does have a blistering 5,800 RPM. As for warranty, only 1 year on the Skilsaw. A little disappointed in that, but 3 years on the Makita. All right, let's get into performance. We're going to do a blade brake check. We're going to do a startup, see if it's a soft start, and we're going to look at the noise. All right, so the blade starts up pretty easy. As far as it goes with the blade brake, man, that thing stops on a dime. It is a little bit louder, though. Definitely louder. So let's check out the Makita now. Definitely a little quieter, a little smoother in the operation. You know, when you start it up, it doesn't really just kind of kick on. It got that really slow, soft start to it. So, you know, there's definitely a difference between these two when it comes to, you know, the power and the feel of them. So let's look at the MDF. And yep, right on time. There he is. The MDF is the devil up. His feet are hot. Check him out. He doesn't like MDF either because, it's so messy. But this is going to give us an excellent opportunity to check out the dust control. So right there, you can see that the MDF is discharged out the back of the saw. I like that. Here's a different view for you. So again, let's make another cut here. And what's nice about it, I do like how that discharge goes down out of the back, but when you're cutting like this on those boards, it sort of just bounces off and then sort of just goes everywhere. But you know, all in all, it's a good method of discharging it. Let's try the Skilsaw now. The power of that saw, not only the smoothness, but the power, just unbelievable. Now you can see there wasn't that much dust coming out of the back, but watch where it comes out of. It actually comes out of the handle. Now you can't put a vacuum attachment on that and then suck all of that out, but if you don't use a vacuum attachment and you're cutting at a 45-degree angle, it kind of shoots everything up. And I got my Mountain Dew. Just such a waste. So I'm curious of what you think about the dust discharge. Let me know in the comment section below, but let's do a plunge cut in a treated 4x6. We're going to do the Skilsaw first. Here we go. It's a beastly mofo. All right, went down like nada. Let's try the Makita right now. Here we go. All right, good. It made the cut, but you can definitely tell not as powerful as the Skilsaw. So let's just run them down, straight down through the treated 6x6. Here we go. All right, made it all the way down through the treated 6x6. You can hear it bogging a little bit, but all in all, a pretty nice cut. All right, just giving you a different angle here. You can see that cut straight down that treated 6x6. Not bad if I do say so myself. Now I'll do a side-by-side comparison of the cut depth between this and the Skill, but that Makita does sure have one hell of a cut depth on it. Skill's turn. The power of that Skilsaw is just insanity. Now I'm going to show you the side-by-side on the left. That was the Makita cut, so it definitely is deeper than the Skill, but I'm just telling you, that power difference, man, that Skill got some, you know what. Alright, let's do it again at a different angle. I am going to go with the skill first. This will show you the dust extraction. Well, I sure am glad I moved my Mountain Dew over to that side. Alright, let's do the Makita now, right down the middle. Excellent. Don't forget to subscribe, please. Wow, what two awesome saws. Now, the Skilsaw, I'm telling you, that thing is just powerful. Here are the side-by-side cuts. Definitely deeper with that Makita, but the power on that skill band, it is hard to compete. The line of sight on that saw is excellent, and the Makita is as well, but the line of sight on that skill, man. Now, either or, whatever saw you decide to go with, you're not going to lose. Both excellent saws. One does some things better than the other and vice versa, but again, you can't go wrong with either one. But if you don't plan on using dust collection, you're going to be eating some sawdust when you cut the 45-degree angles because of the way the dust gets extracted out the handle of the Skilsaw. So really, the skill, the whole way around that saw is just perfect when it comes to everything other than maybe the dust extraction. I don't care for that, but it is just a powerful, smooth, well-built machine. The line of sight is just awesome. You just can't go wrong with it. The Makita is like the Ferrari of rear handle saws. It's smooth, it's quieter, the dust extraction is a little bit different, but you also have a larger battery platform and you can switch out the batteries pretty simple when they die and you need new ones. Skilsaw definitely has to up that game when it comes to the battery and other tools being offered. Now the batteries, if you buy them by themselves, you're looking around $249, I believe it is. So that's pretty expensive, and I look for the battery platform to get better over time. So you're only buying that battery for this saw, but you'll see other tools coming out, I'm sure, but that is the elephant in the room. I want to know what you think. Who won this? Who took the Tool Duel? Was it the Skilsaw? Was it the Makita? Which one won it? Why do you think it won it? Which did you like better? Which didn't you like better? What could you change on either one of them? Let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget to smash that like button. It always helps out the video. Get subscribed so you don't miss the upcoming Tool Duels. The next one's going to be up against the Milwaukee M18 Fuel. Come say hi to us on the Instagram page at Tool Review Zone. With that, I appreciate you stopping by. We'll be back with more videos soon.